What is going on, everybody? This is Ray from Rated R Reviews, and I'm reviewing a movie that I am so sad to say that disappointed me. Like, way too much. There's some movies you could watch and you'd be like, all right, this wasn't that great, this wasn't that good, this wasn't whatever, this was whatever, but this was great, this was awesome, this acting was fine, this scene was great, this whatever. That's how I kind of like judge the movies. This movie I had such high hopes for, and Batman Ninja.
Why so serious? Let's put a smile on that face.
Alright, so Batman Ninja is a movie that came out this year. So far, as I'm checking online, on Rotten Tomatoes, it has an 89%. I don't think that number is justifiable. I believe that movie should be in the fucking 50s. And I'm being dead serious. Because, alright, the basic story for Batman Ninja is Batman is chasing down Gorilla Grodd, and he has Catwoman helping him on, the Robins are helping him on, and it's in Arkham Asylum and everything. Gorilla Grodd has this machine that has these 5 components that he has to get into the reactor for his machine, and apparently it's a time machine where they're by Arkham Asylum, one of the tallest towers, and that's where the freaking machine is, and they see Batman, they do some explosion, they threw some bomb at him to blow him up, they knock him back out far away from the tower, from Arkham Asylum. He's like now a block away, because that's how far they blasted him away, right? So now he's trying to get back to, of course Batman is okay, and now Batman is trying to get back to where he was, where Gorilla Grodd is, and he sees Catwoman is at the window, right at where Gorilla Grodd was, where they blasted Batman out through, and Batman is trying to swing back, and all of a sudden the machine blows up with a gigantic blue orb, and this blue orb is, or bluish, clearish orb is around the tower, right? Okay, so something I failed to mention about that blue orb of time, pocket, whatever the hell it is that if you were closer, if you were part of the explosion as the blue orb extended outward, you were actually sent back further into time. If you were 1 foot in front of the explosion, you were sent back to, let's say, the year 1500. If you were 20 feet back from the explosion, you were sent to year 1501. So the other person was already in the future or in the past by a year ahead of you, rather than at the same time as you were. So when Batman swung into the orb, at the very latest, everyone else was already in the orb for a couple of seconds. So when he arrived to the 1500th century, or whatever century it was in Japan, he was already about 2 years late compared to everyone else, even though he was only like 10 seconds away from within the explosion. That make sense right there. Does that make any sense? And Batman swings into the orb. Now we follow Batman, and Batman is just like with his hand out screaming, no! Or whatever, because everybody got caught in the blast, and it's not a regular explosion, it's a time explosion. Right? So the very next second, you see Batman standing in the middle of a road with his hand out like this, still like screaming like, no! And then I'll say looks like this. He's in the middle of, like, I think it's like 15th century Japan, if I remember correctly. He's in feudal Japan. I don't know what time era that is, or the time of the ninja, I guess. I don't know exactly. This particular movie is done in Japanese animation. Now, let me give you guys the pros first. The animation is like this beautiful hand-drawn Japanese art, Japanese animation style, and it has like this computer, like they have put like they assist the art with computer animation, computer graphics are like kind of layered on top of it, so it can move things a certain way and things flow a certain way. It looks really good. Like the animation is spot on. I love the way it looked 90% of the time. 10% of the time they had this different art style that kind of changed up. And I was like, why are you telling this part of the story like this when it's the rest of it's like, I think, I don't know, it was like a budget thing or an artistic choice. I didn't get it when I saw the movie, and I wasn't gonna watch it a second time. So real quick, just to add to the pros, because I don't want to act like I'm bashing the movie, even though I am bashing it. But the fight scenes in this movie were animated incredibly well. But again, all that goes to the animation. The fight scenes, whether it was between Batman and Joker, Batman and Catwoman, Batman and whoever, in any Batman form, no what shape and size, and Catwoman fighting whoever else, Harley Quinn, and the Robins fighting whoever, all the fight scenes look amazing, and they're fun to watch. The story is where the whole movie falls apart. Anyway, I'll continue bashing the movie. So, anyway, so now Batman is in, whatever, 15th century, 14th century Japan. I don't exactly know. But now has to figure out what he's doing there, what happened, and how to get back. He comes across some villagers that are attacking him. There's a wanted poster with the picture of the Batman on it. But if he just got there, how is he wanted already? So there's a Batman clan already established in this part of Japan, in this time of Japan. And they are apparently wreaking havoc against the Lord or the Emperor of Japan. So he's trying to figure this out because it's done. He's wanted by the Emperor, so he tries to go and figure out who the Emperor is, whatever. Finds out the Emperor is Joker. Joker and Harley Quinn are the Emperor, and let me tell you straight off the bat, I truly hated this Joker voiceover. This was not Mark Hamill. This wasn't the other guy. This was like, they had to go down the list, like 10, 11 different guys to voice the Joker, and the guy didn't do a horrible job, but it's nothing compared to the other guys. You know, it's nothing compared to Mark Hamill, and I forget the other guy's name that he actually does a really good job with the Joker voice, the animated one. But he was off. His laugh was off. The way he was saying things was off. It just didn't feel like the Joker. It felt like a fake. You have Cocoa Puffs, and then you have Choco Puffs. It's like, nah, that ain't the same thing. Don't give me that bullshit. I can tell when it's Cocoa Puffs and Choco Puffs. So the story continues from there, and you also have Penguin somewhere taking one part of Japan over, and Two-Face taking another part of Japan over, and then you have Gorilla Grodd somewhere. He's in there, and they all kind of come back together to fight Batman. And let me tell you something. First of all, the way they drew Catwoman and Harley Quinn, like, I'm not trying to be sexually biased in any way, shape, or form, but they drew Harley Quinn and Catwoman with the biggest breasts animation could offer. Let me tell you. I'm talking about, like, Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit would be like, damn, they big. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I was surprised, like what? Like, I'm used to the Warner Brothers cartoons from, like, the Batman series and stuff like that. They're drawn pretty normal. I mean, you don't even notice them because you don't think about it. You think about Batman fighting villains and blah, blah, blah. This one, you thought like, oh, titties, you know? So anyway, so they had this stupid scene because Alfred was there too. I don't know how the hell he got there, but he was there too. And then they had they had their own version of the Batmobile, right? Now, this is 1989 Batmobile. The version of the Batmobile they had was similar more to like the Arkham Knight Batmobile and the Batmobile, like the Tumbler type of thing from the Dark Knight, from Batman Begins and the Dark Knight. So they had something similar to that. So he goes off and he's fighting these ninjas that work for the Joker, and they're like the Joker ninjas, the Joker mask, which is kind of cool. That part was hot. And all of a sudden, the car runs down all these people and knocks them out of the way and whatever, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, the building becomes a gigantic robot where Joker's in. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, this is stupid. This is absolutely corny. This is really fucking stupid. I thought they were gonna make Batman like be more of a detective, and no, they failed at that. And the car is getting crushed by this building or Chinese, or no, excuse me, Japanese temple that now is now this robot with arms. So imagine just the temple with arms, and it's crushing the freaking car. And now the car all of a sudden, like Batman, oh no, you can't have this, Joker. And all of a sudden, the freaking Batmobile becomes the Batwing, and he's flying off the between the hands as it crushes the rest of the loose components, and it becomes the Batwing flying around. And I'm like, how did the Batmobile become the Batwing all of a sudden, but still actually looks bigger than the... Okay, whatever. Then they destroy the Batwing. All of a sudden, the Batwing becomes the Batcycle. And then they have these images where they stop, and it's animated, and it goes Batcycle, or Batwing, Batplane, or whatever. And it's like, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me with this bullshit? Then after that, they crush him again. All of a sudden, it becomes Armored Batman. Like the Batman v Superman armored Batman, just a little bit more advanced. Again, in like 14th or 15th century Japan. If that far back, or even further back, I just don't know. But I'm just there like this, like, are you freaking kidding me with this bullshit? So they had all that stuff just magically become all this other stuff. It's like they're trying to sell toys. That's all they're trying to do. Which I get, it's a business. You're trying to blah, 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 blah. But come on. You had way better shit come out in the 90s and early 2000s than is coming out right now. And you could still sell toys off it. Still make millions of toys off of it. Like, for me, Mask of the Red Hood, Batman and the Red Hood or something like that, I think that's one of the best animated features that they ever did, because the story was so good. That was great. Mask of the Phantasm was another good one from Batman. Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. Those were good that you can make toys off of and still make money. This one was so blatantly obvious and stylistic. I hated that entire sequence. I was just getting angrier and angrier and angrier. I'm like, this is whack, and I really wanted to like this movie. Like, what the hell? Then the story progresses. I'm not gonna give you the entire story. Then the story progresses. Then, more toward the ending, I just was just like completely out of it. Like, some things were trying to like redeem itself, and okay, that's cool. That's her. Oh, like, oh, okay, no, they didn't redeem anything. All I can tell you guys is that they put together this fake Transformer Voltron thing to attack. I was completely gone. I was out of the movie completely. After that, I was like, this shit is garbage. This movie was garbage. It started off with some potential. It went to shit. The voiceover sucked. The Batman voice sucked as well. I didn't like that at all. And then he became like this prophecy for is whatever. I don't recommend Batman Ninja whatsoever at all, period. But if you're a Batman fan, you're a DC fan, which is why I saw the movie, then at least give it a shot. I know one of my friends, I put it up on Facebook, I'm like, yo, this movie sucks. And he goes, yeah, I lost it at the ending with the Voltron stuff. But that's the only reason why he didn't like it. You know, I nitpicked on at least 7 or 8, maybe 9 different things where I was like, wow, if you cut out all 9 of those things, you only have a 15-minute movie. And that, to me, makes it a bad movie for me, in my opinion. Now, the animation, again, is beautiful. You could just watch it on mute if you want, because the animation is gorgeous. You can take a still or something and make it like a nice backdrop for your computer or your PlayStation, or your TV, or your phone, or whatever. But other than that, I think the movie was absolute trash. Alright, this is Ray from Rated R Reviews.